So Chevrolet have released some new details about their all-new Corvette ZR1, and we've got all the details right in front of us here. So before we run through all of that, if you enjoy automotive news content, then be sure to hit the like, hit subscribe, and click the bell icon so you get notified whenever I load up new content such as this. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is back, showcasing the most powerful V8 engine ever fitted to an American production car. It's available in both coupe and convertible variants, and this high performance marvel features the LT7 5.5 litre twin turbocharged dual overhead cam flat plane crank V8. The LT7 produces a staggering 1064 horsepower. It's a huge amount of power. That's at 7,000 RPM and 828 foot-pounds of torque at 6,000 RPM. Setting new records for factory Corvette engines, the ZR1 is capable of reaching a top speed of over 215 miles an hour and completing the quarter mile in under 10 seconds, according to GM sources. So, yeah, I mean, when you consider that the current Z06 produces something like 640 horsepower, that is a huge amount and basically kicks the Dodge Demon into touch. And unless I'm very much mistaken, I think that's the first production turbo Corvette we've ever seen. Do tell me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. Interesting about the top speed though, 250 miles an hour. Doesn't sound like a lot for a car with that kind of performance. So we'll read on, but having seen what the car looks like, I'm going to assume a lot of that's to do with aero. The ZR1 design prioritizes aerodynamics, incorporating a purposeful carbon fibre aero package that generates over 1,200 pounds of downforce at top speed. Well, there's your answer. The revival of the iconic split rear window design not only adds a nostalgic touch, but also enhances functionality by aiding in heat extraction from the engine compartment. This blend of aesthetics and performance underscores the Corvette's commitment to pushing the boundaries of automotive engineering. Under the hood, the LT7 engine is distinguished by several unique features. These include specialised head casings with larger combustion chambers, a newly designed intake system optimised for twin turbochargers, and a dual port shroud ball bearing turbochargers integrated within the exhaust manifold. The engine architecture derived from the Z06's LT6 has been meticulously optimised for turbocharging, ensuring exceptional performance and reliability. Additional enhancements include block and head machining for turbo cooling and oiling, counterweight changes to accommodate the unique pistons, and a secondary port fuel injection system to support the engine's massive output. So really a lot of that is basically saying we've had to make all these changes for the car to reliably put out, news makes no difference, 1100 horsepower. I mean, you probably hear it and you see it on YouTube all the time, 1,000 horsepower Corvette, 1,000 horsepower Skyline. Those cars are all great and they do produce 1,000 horsepower, but what you tend to find is, because a lot of it's going to be off the shelf parts, well, it hasn't had the same R&D put into it. Those engines are needing rebuilds after 600 miles, 700 miles. You know, they can only use that horsepower very briefly and require a lot of maintenance. The challenge for the manufacturers is they've got to be able to go between like 4, 5, 6, even as much as 10,000 miles between service intervals. These engines need to be reliable and almost be used daily. So that's where the challenge comes in for these brands, is being able to build engines that can produce that kind of horsepower at a sustainable rate. To handle the LT7 immense engine power, the transmission has also been fortified with numerous upgrades. These include enhanced gears with increased capacity and strength, improved oil management systems, and additional control valves to accommodate the higher required clutch clamp load. The 8-speed dual-clutch transmission has been specifically tailored to ensure a smooth power delivery and reliability under extreme conditions. The ZR1's exterior design integrates numerous aerodynamic and cooling elements. A flow-through hood allows air to pass through the intercooler heat exchanger and exit the hood, increasing the front downforce and cooling charged air temperatures. Carbon fibre side ducts channel clean, cool air to the rear brakes, while fresh air intake ducts on the coupe's rear hatch cool the turbo compressor inlet. The optional ZTK performance package adds high downforce components such as a large rear wing, front dive planes, and a tall hood gurney lip. All constructed from woven carbon fibre, this package also includes stiffer suspension tuning and Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tyres, making the ZR1 a formidable track weapon and absolutely hopeless in the wet. I have driven the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 regular tyres on my mum's M2, and when you've got those on in January in the UK, it gets pretty cold. There was no grip. It's just like you honestly had no feedback. The car would just break up. The car would want to break away from you in a straight line. It was scary almost. So the fact it's got the R tyres, it basically is next stop racing slick. So that's a very extreme tyre. The braking system of the ZR1 features innovative carbon ceramic rotors, which are larger and more durable than those of previous models. These rotors, combined with an enhanced braking system, allow the ZR1 to decelerate rapidly from high speeds, significantly improving performance over previous generations. The front rotors measure 15.7 inches in diameter, the largest ever equipped on a Corvette, while the rotors measure at 15.4. I would like to think they're the biggest ever rotors fitted to a Corvette, especially seeing as it's the most power you've ever given to a Corvette. You need to be able to stop the thing. Inside, the Corvette ZR1 offers a highly customised interior with unique ZR1 badging, new finish stitch patterns specific to the ZR1, a boost gauge making the first factory turbocharged Corvette in the nameplate's history. So there you go, I asked that earlier. Customers can choose from a wide variety of exterior and interior colours, including new options like competition yellow, hysteria purple and sebring orange. Additional customization options include full-length racing stripes, various brake caliper colours, including an exclusive blue, and different seatbelt colours. So a pretty standard affair going on there when it comes to customization options. The ZR1's cockpit is designed to enhance the driving experience, with attention to detail evident in every aspect. Unique aluminium wheels are available in 4 finishes, including Edge Blue, which pays homage to the ZR1's signature colour cue. An optional carbon fibre wheel design exclusive to the ZR1 reduces unsprung mass by 42.8 pounds, further enhancing performance. Now, while I can understand different colour choices, seatbelts, all that, I can kind of get that, but when you're buying a Corvette ZR1, surely you want the full fat ZR1, no? Why would you not tick performance options? Why not just go and buy a regular Z06 if you just want a Corvette, or even just a regular C8? Maybe someone in the comments could maybe explain the logic behind that, because surely if I'm buying the ZR1, I want the absolute best car possible, so I'm going to have all the performance that I would want on it. I don't get why it's an option, but as I said, please explain in the comments. I'd love to know. Production of the Corvette ZR1 is scheduled to begin in 2025 at General Motors Bowling Green Assembly Plant in Kentucky, which is where all the Corvettes are made. The new model will join the Corvette Stingray, Z06 and E-Ray, further expanding the Corvette's lineup and continuing to elevate the brand's legacy. The ZR1 has already demonstrated its capabilities, achieving impressive speeds and performance metrics during initial testing phases at the Milford Proving Ground and Nürburgring. Notably, the ZR1 clocked a faster peak speed than the production C7 ZR1 on its first lap and achieved a sub-10 second quarter mile time on its first launch. All 4 test drivers exceeded 200 miles an hour peak speeds on their initial laps at the Nürburgring as well. So I'm really keen to see what the time is going to be for this car and what parameters that they do it to. Are they going to do it as basically you're going to buy it? And how would that compare to, say, some of the European equivalents? I'm thinking McLaren 750S, maybe the Ferrari SF90. I think from the likes of Mercedes, you've probably got the AMG GT, but that's more of a GT car now. So yeah, that would be interesting to see what comes of that. I think Porsche-wise, you're probably looking maybe 911 GT3 RS. I think that's probably going to be, that competitor has probably got half the horsepower. So yeah, really keen to see what comes of that. In summary, the Corvette ZR1 is a triumph of engineering and design, pushing the limits of what a high-performance sports car can achieve. With its powerful LT7 engine, advanced aerodynamics and extensive customization option, the ZR1 is set to challenge the world's best supercars and uphold Corvette's legacy of excellence. This new iteration of the ZR1 not only continues the tradition of high performance, but also sets the new standards in automotive innovation design, making it a true icon in the world of supercars. Well, I'm certainly going to be doing that, but what I think is really interesting reading that information there is the fact that it has no kind of electrical assistance. Obviously, we've got the E-Ray, so they have developed that kind of technology. But it's interesting they haven't used it for the ZR1. It's very much a case of, we're just going to have a big V8 motor and we're just going to pummel it with horsepower. Which seems to be a very, very old school way of thinking of it now. But of course, I suspect that's what the purists are going to love. So why don't you let me know down in the comments, what do you think of the new ZR1, or ZR1, as we would call it here in Britain? I can't imagine we're going to see a right-hand drive version in the UK or in Australia. We might see a handful come to Europe in left-hand drive, in like Germany and that. Germany are very big on American cars, so and there is a very small dealer network for sort of Corvette, Camaro and Cadillac sort of dotted around Europe. I think we've only got one dealer here in the UK, which is just up the road from me in Virginia Water. But yeah, really keen to know what you guys think of this car. So let me down in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more automotive news, then be sure to hit the like button, click subscribe and click the bell icon to always get notified whenever I make a new video. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I'm Max, this is Max Talks, and I'll see you on the next one.